Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lula. First of all, I'm filming on a different camera today, so it's my first time filming on this camera. I hope it's okay. If it's not, we will be returning to my other camera. So you can let me know what you think, if there's any difference or not really. Some of you will remember that at the beginning of November, I posted a video about how I'm getting back into chess and studying chess after 1 year of playing no classical chess and many years of not studying. Since then, I made some follow-up videos about joining a chess club and the games that I played, finding a chess coach, that sort of thing. But it has been 3 months now since I made that initial video, and so I wanted to give you an update for how things are going. And apparently my cat wants to come and say hello. Before you ask, I don't have chess.com rating changes to share with you because I honestly haven't been playing online rated chess, but I can tell you that I have won 4 out of 5 of the classical games that I have played since getting back into chess, which is not a bad win rate if you ask me. So I am here to be honest about what I have been doing and what I haven't been doing. And at the start, I was doing a lot of puzzles. I was doing them at the gym. I was doing them around the house, but I have not been doing them consistently recently. And I know that that's something that's very important and something that I should be doing. But I have been consistent about having a 2-hour study session every week with my friend Ben, where we spend 1 hour solving puzzles from the steps books, mostly the thinking ahead from step 3 because it requires some visualization and some calculation. And honestly, the puzzles vary in difficulty. And then we usually play a long practice game. So this is very valuable time that I spend every week studying. I've also been very consistent in having chess lessons, and for the past 3 months, my coach and I have been spending those analysing my over-the-board games and my practice games. I think I have had a total of 11 chess lessons since I started again in November. Since I joined a chess club 2 months ago, I've only missed 2 of the weekly sessions, and that was due to illness and then being abroad, so I have been very consistent with those. My favourite one was from a woman grandmaster. It was a guest session, and she came in and did a lecture telling us all about how to play the different types of centres, so closed, open and dynamic. And this was so useful because nobody had ever taught me that before, and it made things so much clearer. A few weeks ago, International Master Theodora Injak came and gave a masterclass. She was talking through some of her games that she played last year, and that was so cool because I always think it's most interesting to hear people talk about their own games and their emotions and their thought process and their calculations. And I had seen Theodora at tournaments before, but we had never spoken. So this was a really cool opportunity to meet her, and I really enjoyed that session looking through her games. I know I could be more active playing chess online. It's really something that I need to carve out time for, is playing rapid rated online chess. But I really find it hard to motivate myself to play long games with strangers online. I know there won't be a post-game analysis, no handshake, no sportsmanship. The vibes are different and can be bad, and I can get really tilted after one loss. I'm a person who's really affected by the psychological aspect of chess, and so playing chess can really affect my mood. And I know that's normal, I know that's something that everybody has, but I need to find a way for it to not ruin my day after I lose a chess game, because then I literally don't want to do anything for the rest of the day and I want to sit in the corner and be sad, and it's not healthy. So I avoid playing online chess for that reason, to function in my day-to-day life. I don't really have the same problem with over-the-board chess because it's rare that your opponent over the board is rude or unkind, and usually they want to analyze, and that makes it a bit better when you lose. So I think this is a big thing that's been putting me off playing, you know, like those longer online games, but I know that those are really good practice. So I guess what I'm getting at is that mastering emotions and the psychology aspect of chess is the most important thing for me to improve in my journey, but that is much easier said than done. So I think that moving forward for the next 3 months, I have 3 tangible changes that I can make to continue improving my chess and hopefully see some results. Number 1 is doing daily puzzles. So I think that doing the chess.com daily puzzle, one set of 3-minute puzzle rush, and then maybe solving 5 rated puzzles would be a good and manageable amount of puzzles to solve. I also think that making time for 2 to 3 rapid games per week with a preference of 15 plus 10 or 10 plus 5, basically anything with increment, would be a very good use of my time. And there is a secret third thing that I have never mentioned before, but that I think I could really benefit from, which is studying Grandmaster games in openings that I play. But the thing is about this is I would love to do it with somebody else I know who I can go through the game with together without an engine, analyze the moves and the ideas, and kind of try to understand why they're playing the moves they're playing, what is the strategy. Because when you're doing it with a book, it's going to tell you all of the answers, and when you're doing it with the engine, it's not super helpful because you don't end up thinking for yourself. So that's something I would really like to do. So I need to find a friend who I can do that with, but that also requires them to play my openings. So we'll see. But I think that worst case scenario, I could use a collected games book to do this and just play through the games from the book with the commentary, either from the Grandmasters themselves or from, you know, someone who's writing a book of collected games. I think for me right now, it's not realistic to add daily Chessable to this list. I started out doing Chessable at the beginning of this journey, but I gave it up, partly because it's something that I really struggled to commit to, and partly because I didn't really end up playing the openings that I started doing the move trainer for. I am the kind of person where every game I've ever had my prep, my many moves of opening prep, I have then blundered out of the opening after I'm out of prep. I've seen it happen to many other people, grandmasters, amateurs, and I honestly feel very ill at ease about being deep into opening prep. And I know that it's something that I'm just not willing to commit to at this time, and so I feel like I'm setting myself up for failure saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna start doing daily Chessable. I know some people really enjoy it and they include it in their routine of every day. I'm just not sure I'm ever gonna be that committed, honestly. Watch this space. It is crazy to me though how I can commit to joining a chess club, paying the fee, going to weekly chess club sessions of 1.5 to 2 hours, like commuting there and back, also doing weekly coaching sessions with a coach at 9 a.m. and having 2 hours a week studying with a friend. I can do all of this very regularly, but I can't solve 5 puzzles. Like I can't get myself to do it. Make it make sense. I genuinely cannot reconcile it in my head. I can't make it make sense. I don't understand why I am willing to do all of these complicated things but then fail at the simplest hurdle. It's just funny to me. I don't understand why I am the way that I am. Anyway, when I check in with you in 3 months, I hope that I will be able to tell you that I've been doing those 3 things that I'm setting out to do. The only other chess that I've been doing is playing on stream, and this is always Chess 960. I don't know why, but I'm so much stronger in Chess 960 Blitz than regular Blitz. I am regularly getting good positions and beating players who are like 2000 plus in Chess 960, but not ever in normal Blitz. And I guess that does go to show that I truly do have weaknesses in the opening and not knowing opening like strategies and ideas, whereas my opponents clearly do, and they are very booked up. But maybe that my middle game is not so bad, or just that when I take my opponents out of their comfort zone, they're maybe not as strong. I really don't know, because it should bode very well that I do well in Chess 960, but then it doesn't translate to normal chess. I also find as I'm going along in this journey that there are so many more rules in chess that I didn't know, as in rules of thumb. Like my coach told me the other day that a queen and a knight is better than a queen and a bishop because the queen and the knight complete each other, which kind of makes sense to me, but then that rooks are better with bishops rather than with knights because the rook doesn't have the diagonal, and like all of that makes perfect sense, but I'd never thought about it as a rule in my head, you know, where it was generally agreed that you want the queen and the knight rather than the queen and the bishop or whatever, because queen and a bishop can also be good. I don't know, like I think that would have been something that would have been useful for me in my last classical game to know, but I think sometimes you need to hear something distilled into very concrete terms for it to become very easy to remember. Yeah, it just feels like the more that I learn, the less that I know. It's funny because when I went to film this video, I ended up stumbling across another script that I had written for this 3-month update video, which I had forgotten that I had written. So that bodes well for me memorizing openings if I can't even remember that I've already scripted the same video twice. And I had taken a completely different approach to it. I did it kind of like the 3 best things that I've done in 3 months of studying chess. But I feel as though it would just be me listing the only 3 things that I've done in 3 months of studying chess. So it feels like a scam. So I think that this approach of me just being honest and direct and telling you what I have actually been doing and what I haven't actually been doing is better. I honestly think that the best thing that I've done is forcing myself to play classical chess. I get so anxious that I want to throw up, and I will sign up to play a game on a Sunday and honestly, it ruins my weekend. I wish it didn't. I wish that I was lying, but it ruins my weekend. And what I mean by that is I will spend at least the whole day until the game nauseous, anxious, thinking about the game. And I can't even prep for it because in France, you don't get the name of the opponent until you're there. It's like the olden days. And even when you do get the name of your opponent, let's say you have 5 minutes to prep, you're not going to find anything online. Like, it just doesn't exist. So I don't even know why I get anxious, because there's nothing in my control that I can do. And I think maybe it comes from knowing that it's out of my control and that I have the capacity to lose in a horrific fashion. That's what I mean when I say it ruins my day. But then when I'm playing the game, I'm like, wow, yeah, classical chess. And then when I win the game, I'm like, hell yeah, classical chess. And then after the game, I'm like, it's so good that I'm playing classical chess. Does anybody else feel that way? Honestly, I have never, like, everybody in my chess club is so normal about playing chess, like in the sense where they're just like not at all fazed by any of these things. Like, they're just totally emotionally regulated about all of these things. And I don't know how they do it. And I think it's because maybe they have like more serious things to think about, like being a lawyer. I don't know. I don't have that. So for me, a chess game is a big deal. But I really honestly don't know if that's a normal response. But I genuinely think that playing classical chess is the best thing that I have started doing again since not playing classical chess for a year. And I think that not playing classical chess for a year was honestly out of fear and shame and not having any confidence and feeling anxious and not wanting to play. And because if you don't play, you can't lose. And it's not about rating, it's about disappointing myself with my capabilities, if that makes sense. Because I set extremely high standards for myself in everything that I do. And if something goes well, it's just the baseline, like it's just okay, which is horrific, by the way. And if you're the same, then I'm so sorry, because we should definitely celebrate all wins. And this is something that chess teaches me every day. So yeah, that's where I'm at after 3 months of getting back into chess. Long road ahead, obviously got a lot of things to work on. But 4 out of 5 in the classical games, that can't be bad. And I have a different opening to play against the Caro-Kann. So what could be better, honestly? Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Actually, when this video comes out, I will be in Japan. So it's scheduled in advance, and that's really exciting for me because that means I'm in Japan right now. Oh my gosh. I will be posting Japan content on my other social media, but I would love for you to let me know the ways that you study chess, or if you have any tips for me, whether those are for emotions in chess or just studying chess or anything. But yeah, so I hope you have a great day and I will see you next time. I also just want to say that I got this jumper for €5 from Vinted, and it's so cute, right? €5, can you believe it? Thank you for watching my bloopers. If you stayed to the end, comment popcorn.